The Federal Reserve, what is it? Or the central bank, what is its position in society? What does the central bank actually do? The central bank in America, the Federal Reserve, has the job actually to coin money or print the dollars that you have in your hand. The only problem with this is that the central bank or Federal Reserve is in private hands, so such that it is not a government agency. The following video or footage that I made for my other account describes in a very easy way how the central bank operates and rips us off, steals the goods or property that we already own. Enjoy. Credit debt slavery. The Federal Reserve Bank, or FED, or central bank. What is it actually? 1. The Federal Reserve is a private bank. The name suggests that it is a government agency, but this is not the case. 2. The Federal Reserve has the monopoly to coin money. 3. For lending their own created money at interests, they generate debt from their loaners, well, you. 4. The money system of the FED is a closed system. This means that the only money within the system comes and goes back to the FED, or Federal Reserve. The interests generated by the loans of the Federal Reserve Bank are non-existent. They print the money, loan it out to the people, and then demand a greater return of money that is within the system. A small example now how the FED actually works. To the left we have our central bank, and to the right we have our useless eater that loans from the bank. Our useless eater loans $10 from our central bank, and then at 10% interest has to repay $1 at the end of the year. Our debtor has to pay $11 at the end of the year. Since it is a closed system, he cannot pay that $1. What is a closed system? Again. The money system of the FED is a closed system. This means that the only money within the system comes and goes back to the FED. During the in and outflow of money, debt is generated that does not exist within the system. Now we check out one more example. The FED prints money with no real value, so-called fiat money. Let's say it makes $1 million and loans this out to a group of people at 10% interest per year. This means the loaners have to repay $1 million plus interest after 1 year. The 10% is not available within the closed system. So where does this extra value come from? As you can see, 1.1 million has to be returned to the bank. Our useless eaters, who do not know how the system works, believe that they are legally borrowing money to start their private enterprise or firm. They do not know that they will have to steal the extra revenue from others to be able to pay the interest rates on their loans. Where does the $100,000 come from? Our useless eaters have no idea. Well, they all have to repay their debt to the FED. This means our group to the left have to rip off the money from our group to the right to be able to repay their debt of $50,000. This means that our group to the left can repay its debt, whereas our group to the right has no way of repaying its debt. As you can see, our group to the right is pissed off, and our group to the left is happy. Now, how does our group to the right repay its loan? Since it is a closed system, they can impossibly repay it with money. They have to repay their debt with commodity value that they already own. So our pissed off group has to pay its debt back plus 100,000 non-existing $. Either they file for bankruptcy or they will have to give up their property in order to repay their loan. Well, that was a short introduction now into the world of banking. I hope you got how they actually are ripping us off. There are many people who state something, but we do not get it because we do not comprehend how the system works. I think it was the father said of Bush, if the people find out how the system works, they will lynch us. Henry Ford said, if the people find out how the system works, we will have a revolution by the morning. And President Andrew Jackson, on his tombstone, he had it written there, he had it written down, it was his last wish, I killed the central bank. It was his lifetime achievement. The problem is it didn't last because you have to educate the masses, the people, to see that a central bank is the beginning of the enslavement of the people, or the taking away of your freedoms. I have to make it short because my other video in between here was very long, but I hope that you have to learn to see how wrong our system is before we can build a new one. Well, a small example. The value of the goods should be depicted according to the work and energy that is consumed and needed to produce these goods. So you should produce money that values or that mirrors the actual value of our goods. The work that went into the production of the good actually states the value or depicts the value of our goods. That is actually what Adolf Hitler introduced into the Third Reich. He introduced a money system that was not based on gold, but on work. The products were deemed valued to their production work or energy output. And the Third Reich's economy boomed after 1933. They became a superpower. Of course, it got destroyed. That was one of the main reasons that also the Zionist elite wanted war with Germany, because they saw in it a threat to their world dominion through credit debt slavery. Also, you can understand now why, for one of the reasons, why actually President Kennedy got assassinated, because he started to coin his own government-issued currency, which again took the power away from these elite warmongers. President Kennedy knew of the Zionist elite money debt system and tried to change it. Well, he tried to alter the position of power within the USA. The problem is Adolf Hitler also did this, but he had a personal army to protect him. It was the so-called SA, or the Schutzabteilung, protection staff. And well, Kennedy did not take necessary measures to protect himself. That is why he's dead now. Yes, my video webcam still has sync problems. That is why you don't see me for a couple of seconds on my last part. The solution to our economic society, to our problems in our economy, lie in the past, because the Third Reich had a superb economy model. We could redo that without all the negativity that goes with it, or we just simply destroy the central banking system and create a government that really does what the people tell them to do. The government is actually the servant of the people and not the other way around. If this would be, we would already have a Valhalla, a near paradise on earth, because people want to have a good society, they want to live a good life without being in survival mode. I have to pay the next debt, I have to pay the next mortgage, I have to get food, I'm in fear of losing my job. They keep you in survival mode, and that is how you also remain under control. Even if you work yourself to death at 6-7 days a week, you should be happy to have a job. That is what they tell you. And that is actually the incredible thing about it, that we are willingly taking this society for granted, and taking this and being depressive and lifeless and goalless, and saying, well, there is no other alternative. This is wrong. There is another alternative, but you don't know about it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.